Hello everybody, and welcome to the final duel of the Dynasty Series tournament. It's going to be Tyranno Hassleberry versus Dr. Collector. Tyranno Hassleberry could very well be the strongest character in Season 2, or will it be Dr. Collector and his strategies? So, the way this goes, this is the difference in power. Tyranno Hassleberry is an aggressive, beat-you-up character, but is the best at that. And then Dr. Collector is a passive, tries to get a lock on the enemy and then just wins that way by burning the opponent to death. So basically we have a burn deck versus a beater deck. And Dynamasaur is taking over Tyranno Hassleberry's beater deck, whereas Yusei Fudo is taking over Dr. Collector's burn deck. So it is the ultimate decision. What is better, burn or beat? Alright, starting with Dynabase could be really good, but on the first turn it kind of sucks to show off your monster, because you never know if they're going to have that, whatchamacallit? Oh, Superconductor. That's the strongest card you can make. 3,300 attack. Alright, that is the strongest card in their deck on the field on the first turn. They understand that they have to beat this guy super quickly, but one Nightmare Wheel could ruin that. However, they might not have had any other options. Their hand might be full of bricks. I won't blame them. Literally, like, look, this could be a brick, this could be a brick, and then, like, they like, this could all be tribute monsters, and they just chose the biggest one. Which, by the way, this might be the only way to outburn your opponent if they do get the lock on you. Like, you have to use this card and then keep tributing monsters on the field, which is doable, but we'll see how it goes. Right now, Yusei's got to think of a way to take down the Dynatank, and the Dynatank, you target one card of the field that would be appropriate. Target that card or effect, now new target. If this card in the owner possession is destroyed by an opponent's card, you can special summon one dinosaur monster from your graveyard. Okay. Very complicated effect. But they're playing passively, which makes me think Apprentice Magician. I'm not lying. I think that's Apprentice Magician. The dinosaur deck has to go more aggressively. Let's see if they were actually bricked. Or if they're just going as ham as possible because they know they're out of time. Monster Reborn, they're actually... Well, actually, no. Superconductor is a hell of a choice. So, Superconductor Tyranno is now on the field. That's 6,600 beater damage. But they don't have a monster. So, yeah, they do have tributes. Honestly, it may sound crazy, but I might have tributed that monster for Dark Triceratops. Yeah, you would have got 2 direct attacks off. But that's just me. I understand keeping Superconductor is a good idea as well, just because it gives you another win condition in case your opponent does lock you down. This is an amazing start for Tyranno Hassleberry, but I'm not counting out Dr. Collector just yet. I think they have options. Plus, Tyranno didn't even normal summon that turn, which means they are bricked. This is Dark Triceratops, Ultimate Tyranno, Dark Triceratops. Look, predicted, easy. Or spell cards that don't affect those at the moment, like Big Evolution Pill, who knows. Alright, we got lots of back row now, which means one of them is bound to be Nightmare Wheel, but I highly doubt both of them are. I hope not, because that'd be really sad if they both were. But we'll see what happens. It seems like Dynamasaur, did they draw a monster? They need something like Hyper Hammerhead to guarantee that they can get rid of cards, or Jurassic World to make it so they're even stronger. So right now, if they're barely on standby phase, that means that these cards could activate, which means Nightmare Wheel is on the field. They're just waiting to activate them. And they did not draw a monster again. Tyranno's deck does break, so this is his weakness for being a bunch of beaters and tributes. And we're going to see. Superconductor is going to go in. This is the card you don't really want to target, but we'll see. Magician's Valkyria is dead. It also could be Call of the Haunted out here, which could also try to activate. But they're going to wait on Call of the Haunted for sure. They'll take the 3,300, but they have to wait. Unless there's a Nightmare Wheel, which they should do by now. Because this card, Nightmare Wheel, is still useful. It doesn't matter. And now, this card can win the duel in 2 turns. Because you only can do it once per turn. So, right now, Dynamasaur could win the duel passively. Which, honestly, against Dr. Collector might be better than going aggressive. Because Dr. Collector can't overpower these 2 monsters. So, I know it's weird for me to say it, but... just don't even attack next turn. Just destroy this card or another card, and then wait for your next turn, destroy this card or another card, and win the duel. There's no reason to go aggressive. MST, let's see what they hit. Probably Survival Instinct. MST, funny enough, and they can't chain it because it was main phase. They put it down their main phase, which means they couldn't activate it. Yeah, quick play spells are weird. Alright, end phase, there we go. And now, with a little bit of time left, Dr. Collector needs to find a way to stall and heal, which they might not have unless this is Call of the Haunted. Well, there's a heal card, but like I said, doesn't really help. But it does make it so that your opponent might not want to do that burn strategy I was talking about. Oh, they might be... Okay. They might be showing us that they had no chance. Their hand was a brick. All right. Just like that, Tyranno Hassleberry will be taking game number 1 with a perfect victory. Literally a great start for Tyranno and a terrible start for Dr. Collector. But we're moving into game number 2 where anything can happen. So let's see what happens in game number 2. Will Yusei and their Dr. Collector deck use their burn strategies to win? Or will they brick yet again and let Dynamasaur go in with their Tyrannos? But Tyranno Hassleberry was also bricked that duel. They just had one good combo to save themselves. If it wasn't for that fusion monster, they would have had nothing. Literally, if it wasn't for Dynatank, the duel was over. Which, by the way, that Dynatank card, for those of you curious, that's what he used on Sartorius. I know some of you might be new here, so... Yeah, he used that on Sartorius. It didn't win him the duel. Alright, we got 2 sets already. That's kind of... No monsters bricked. Yep. Tyranno Hassleberry's living the bricked life. It happens. Pot of Greed is a perfect start. Get Dr. Collector some beater monsters like... honestly, just Magician's Valkyria. That's the only thing I can think of. There's no good trap cards here, so... Except Survival Instinct. That thing wins duels. I saw Jaden lose to it, so I know freaking Dr. Collector has to be careful about that. MST could hit it. They just got to hope they don't hit MST. They hit Jurassic Impact, which is a great card, but doesn't matter unless you have Jurassic World. Alright, more set. But where's the monster? I mean, they might set a monster if it's a really weak one, but... Nope, there we go. 1600 beater. That will do the job. Plus, look at that. They already have one... I feel like Dr. Collector in the past, like, 3 duels... like, 3 matches... has always got a Magician's Valkyria. Like, the consistency of getting that card is insane. And the fact that it's the guarantee to win the duel, if you can get 2 of them, is kind of crazy. So, let's see what happens. Doesn't look like anything. Dinosaur might be bricked. Okay, they have Gillosaurus, and there's no monsters in grave, so they could get it for free. Which means maybe Dark Triceratops if they're lucky. Oh, even better. Big Evolution Pill getting Ultimate Tyranno or Superconductor Tyranno. That's actually even better. So let's see what they pick. They wouldn't do this. That was a great play. Gillosaurus into this. Oh, it was Dark Triceratops. You know what? This is still a good play. That was still worth. It was still Dark Triceratops, which means this card might not be any better. But 2400 is nice, and we'll see if they're willing to Nightmare Wheel it. If they are willing to Nightmare Wheel it, the lock might be coming. Honestly, they might just Nightmare Wheel it to Nightmare Wheel it. We don't know. So, Dinosaur, are you going to go into your battle phase, or is your opponent still considering whether or not they're going to lock you? We'll find out right now. This was a great summon. Let's see. Turn counter. It is Nightmare Wheel, so here it comes. Tribute 1 dinosaur type monster. While this card is face up on the field, you can normal summon level 5 or higher dinosaur. Yeah, the fact that it still says normal summon, you had to special summon with Gillosaurus. That was great. Literally a great play. Sadly stopped by 1 Nightmare Wheel. A card made famous by Merrick. Used by Dr. Collector. 2 insane people, both using this card. Alright. So, with this card losing its value, you might want to tribute it. But with this card on the field, you might not want to tribute it. So throwing away those cards to get back Pot of Greed is a very good idea. Cosmo Queen in the grave is fine if you get your Call of the Haunted. So we'll see if that happens. Cosmo Queen's one of the better beater monsters and beats a lot of the regular dinos, including Dark Triceratops, but it can't take down Ultimate Tyranno and it can't take down Superconductor. MST is going to stop you from using your Evolution Pill, which is very smart. That's 2 MST. Oh, they just got MST back to stop it. They didn't go for Pot of Greed. That's why. They have Monster Reborn to bring out Cosmo Queen. That is great. Unless this is the Survival Instinct, and the Dinosaur was smart and played this instead of their biggest monster. Let's see what they end up doing. It looks like they don't have that option. Okay, well, Cosmo Queen with Magician's Valkyria is horrifying. You don't need to worry about Nightmare's Wheel. You are literally in control of the duel. Just go in. Oh, especially when you can create the lock. Okay, the lock has been made, everybody. There is no way to stop it anymore. I don't think Tyranno is going to win this duel. They're going to get outplayed. There's nothing on there. I don't care what this card... This card might be Survival Instinct. You got 2 dinos in the grave. That's not going to save you. Oh, crap. That's 3,200. I mean, they're fine for now, but they need something. They're in trouble. Losing that big Evolution Pill was huge. And I understand why they picked it now. They already had every card they needed. They didn't need Pot of Greed. Every card in that hand had a big use. So now they have the lock, which means the dinos can no longer attack, and Cosmo Queen, which can get over any defense stat, which means it's over. Tyranno, I don't know if there's any card, except that Jurassic Impact from earlier, but you didn't have Jurassic World Duels, so you weren't going to be able to do this. Oh, you also needed to control dino monsters, so is that Black Stego? Could be Black Stego, but either way, this girl's going to kill it. Let's all take a guess. I say Black Stego. What do you guys think? I forgot I'm not live streaming this shit. You know what? It's fine. I actually can hear you guys, so... You think Hyper Hammerhead? That's a good guess. That is a good guess. I'm glad. I should have guessed that myself. You guys are smarter than me. I gotta remember that. My fans are pretty smart. Alright, Cosmo Queen's coming in. It's the only safe play. It might get bounced, but at the same time, it will get rid of the monster, making it a game. It was Black. See, I was smarter. I was right. You guys are dumb. I'm like playing with, like, I sound like a crazy person talking to imaginary people. Now, Survival Instinct might save you one extra turn, and it was Survival Instinct, but it only leaves you with 200 life points. So if they have the spell card Magical Blast, you lose. If they have Nightmare Wheel, you lose. If they have anything, it's a loss. Tyranno can't possibly win the duel. They can't. They have a 0% chance. Even if they get their Tyranno Infinity, it's a 0% chance. Because there's still the lock to deal with. Graceful Charity's a hell of a top deck, but there's not much to work with right now. Let's see what they end up going for. Alright, let's see what was thrown away. Gillosaurus and Jurassic World. Okay, that's fine. So what are you going to use now? Oh, wow, that's interesting. I mean, it's cool, because that means this card was a tribute monster the whole time, which means that's why you're sad about Big Evolution Pill, but you can't win. It's just a really cool thing that you did. Ultimate Tyranno, yeah. This could beat all of them, but I don't think it has an effect to save you. Yeah. So that means right now you did stall, but if Yusei draws a Ebon Magician Girl, a Magical Blast, oh there it is, yeah. They could just choose the Magical Blast in the grave instead of their normal draw phase, guaranteeing a victory, but still cool that you pulled that off. And honestly, great job, Dr. Collector, in the second duel. That was a perfect win from Dr. Collector. We have two side-by-side perfect wins. It's time for the final duel, Game 3 of the final fight, Season 2 Championship of the Dynasty Series, GX. So basically, in Season 1, Bastion was the number one deck of Season 1 of GX. The number one deck of Season 2 of GX is either the Dinosaur deck of Tyranno or Dr. Collector's Stall Burn deck. And we're about to find out which, because they're both very good against each other. They both have proven that they are the best because they could beat each other. But that's a perfect start again. Gets Magician's Valkyria every time. It's kind of crazy at this point. Let's see if the Dinosaur deck can find a way to stop this Valkyria crap. A lot of options in the hand. Obviously, there could be a Nightmare Wheel on the field. There could be a Magician's Circle on the field. But basically, you do this. If you have an MST, you hold it until you see the wheel. Until you see the wheel, you hold it. Graceful Charity is a perfect start. Literally nothing could stop it, and you got everything you need. So, good for Tyranno so far. I don't know why it sounds like I'm supporting Tyranno. It's probably because they're in the player 1 slot, so it looks like it's me playing. But obviously, I'm just a commentator here. So, we'll see how this goes. Looks like Dinosaur is doing their best, but has no control over this duel. Because they still haven't discarded cards, which means there's too many good cards in the hand. I would recommend discarding Ultimate Tyranno. It's just what I think. You don't need Survival Instinct. Apparently, you don't need Jurassic World, which means you either have another Jurassic World or you just don't need the extra power. I said hold on to MST, but you didn't listen to me. Okay. They can't hear me, people, but oh, they hit the Nightmare Wheel anyway. So unless there's 2 Nightmare Wheels, good job. But usually you hold on. Oh, didn't matter. You hit both. Okay, was it 2 Nightmare Wheels? Nope, it was MST. Great job anyway. Alright, so you still hit the Nightmare Wheel. Should have held on to that other MST in my opinion. You can't beat it, so if they have the lock already, then it's over. That's a Black Stego. Every other well, maybe it's a Hyper Hammerhead, but I say Black Stego again. Okay, so thanks to White Magician, it's not that. This has to kill this because we know this is a bunch of tribute monsters. So if it is Hyper Hammerhead, then sad to see it go. But nope, it was Black Stego. Hopefully they have a Dark Triceratops because they need to get rid of that Valkyria. And they're going to wish they kept that MST if this guy... Okay, there was no extra set, so you're fine. Let's see it. If not that, you need a Giant Rex or something. So, Tyranno, what are you going to do? Tyranno Hassleberry, looking at the only 3 cards in hand. Will they go for Tribute? Will they go for Battle? Or will they be forced into defense mode by 2 Black Stegos? We'll find out right now. Even if you had a Hyper Hammerhead. Okay, Gilsaurus, you did not special summon. You did special summon it. Good. Please have Ultimate Tyranno. There's no way that you don't have a tribute monster. You're Tyranno Hassleberry. That's right. Superconductor is amazing. It's your best attacker. But this was the perfect situation for an Ultimate Tyranno, so it's sad that you didn't get that card. Still, that's 1,700 damage. That's a Magician's Valkyria gone, which is a big, big hit. So right now, Tyranno Hassleberry's in control of the duel and has their bird monster. However, they get to keep their heal, so, you know, for now, they get to heal. Which I'm sure Yusei will take that as of right now. Yusei's very happy with that. And now it's all up to our Dynamasaur friend trying to draw another freaking monster. Because remember, one of their biggest... Oh, well, they actually drew one. I was going to say, one of their biggest problems is their inability to draw level 4 and lower monsters. But they did draw one. So now they can go after that freaking Magician Pikaru. And then they can go after, most likely, luck-based, it would be a Magician of Faith or Apprentice Magician, but if they're not lucky, it would just be an Ebon Magician Girl or a White Magician Picaro number 2. So let's see what they get. So Black Stego should go first. Yep, Dynamasaur is good at that. I have friends that are not. I know it sounds crazy, but I do. In fact, watch the Dynasty series when it was Duel's Kingdom and Battle City. You'll see it happen. And, oh, they got unlucky. So right now, Yusei is showing that they're in a very horrible position. Tyranno is poised to win the duel, but I've seen Dr. Collector come back from worse. I've seen Dr. Collector be on the edge of their seat on Game 3 and still win the duel. So let's see what happens. Will they top deck Graceful Charity or Pot of Greed to make a comeback? Or will they be forced to play defensively until they can? Yeah. They need a Nightmare Wheel. With MST being wasted earlier, they need a Nightmare Wheel. Another Black... They drew all 3 Black Stegos. That's actually really good. Now, most monsters don't have defense, so you could risk it for the biscuit, but I would still go Superconductor. This is the right play. And they're considering it. Yep, they're going for the risk it for the biscuit strat. And it worked. It paid off. The risk it for the biscuit, because almost all of these magicians have no defense except for... not that one. That one's... No, not that one. This one. Except for Magician's Valkyria. That one is really good. Take the 3,300. Take the 1,200. And just like earlier, it's the same situation where they could just wait 2 turns and win by burn. And they have 2 monsters for tribute right now. They do not have to win by battle. Superconductor can win this duel by burn in 2 turns. So, Dynamasaur has things to consider. And Nightmare Wheel can't stop it. Nothing can stop it. Dr. Collector did not get any combos like they did in previous duels. Yeah, they could hit this trap, which probably did nothing anyway. Actually, no. Hunting Instinct's pretty good. But do you have another monster, and is it better than the ones you've been using? We shall see. This could be the final turn if they don't have some sort... They have to use every option they got. This has to be... This is probably the final turn. Superconductor's just staring at them. The Black Stegos are hungry. What will they choose? Yusei's taking their time, thinking about what they could possibly do. Dr. Collector has options in the deck, but may not have options in the hand. We shall see. Monster Reborn, they're forced to use it now. Let's see what's in the grave. Yep, Black Stego, not a good choice, but it's all you got. I don't blame you. It's still all you had. Black Stego can hold defenses up. And then if you have a Magician's Valkyria, you bought yourself one more turn to get a Pot of Greed. You did not. Okay, that is the end of the duel, everybody. Superconductor attacks Black Stego, and Black Stego attacks directly for game. There is a 0. There is... Oh, Just for fun, we got the twins. Ultimate Tyranno attacks Black Stego, Superconductor attacks for game. That is the end of the duel. And for the second season in a row, a raw yellow student has won. The Dynasty series was won by Bastion in the first season, and in season 2, Tyranno Hassleberry went all the way and wins the championship. That is going to be it, everybody. I want to thank you all for watching. This has been an amazing Dynasty series, and it looks like Tyranno was unstoppable. His deck was just too consistent, and this was the most powerful deck of Season 2 of GX, alright? We had a lot of decks in this tournament. It was like 33 or something, I don't remember, 30 or something, and this was the most powerful. So, if you're ever watching GX Season 2 with Sartorius and whatever in the Society of Light, Tyranno Hassleberry was the strongest character. See you all next time. Please remember to like and subscribe, and thank you all for watching.